everyone, this is Helen and welcome to Modern Pepper. Today we will be making kimchi pajeon, also known as kimchi pancakes, but it's actually kimchi patties because there's nothing sweet about these patties. So I know it's commonly known as kimchi pancakes in the States, but it's actually just a patty using flour-based batter with fermented kimchi. Now, it is also important to use kimchi that's not too fermented because we want the kimchi to be still crunchy when we bite into our kimchi patties. So if you haven't watched my video on how to properly ferment and store your store-bought kimchi when you bring it home, please make sure to check out that video. So this recipe is super easy. It's one of those many recipes where you take fermented kimchi and you kind of recycle it into different snacks and dishes and such. And kimchi pajeon is so common in Korea where everyone likes to kind of recycle their fermented kimchi to make other dishes. But this kimchi pajeon is a simple recipe that you can make at home, and of course you could add your own variations to it too. So before we get started, I just want to show you, so this is a buchim garu. Basically it's just a pancake mix that you can use to make a variety of different patties, including seafood patties to just vegetable only, and today we'll be using it to make kimchi pajeon. So this you could find at any Korean grocery stores. You'll notice that when you go to Korean grocery stores, there's huge selections of all different kinds. So make sure you get the pancake mix, not the tempura mix, okay? And for those of you that really don't want to travel and go to Korean grocery stores, you could certainly order this on Amazon.com, and I will have links to purchase this on Amazon.com on my description box below and also on my website at modernpepper.com. Now, for those of you who are not interested in buying this, you could certainly make this batter at home. So please do check out my website at modernpepper.com, and I will list the ingredients that you will need to make your patty batter at home. Okay, so let's get started. So this is 2 cups of the pancake mix in here, and we're going to take a whisk and some cold water. So I actually have a big cube of ice in here that's melting, so it's really important to use cold water. You know, whether you're making patties or making deep fried tempura, using cold water helps the patties cook more crisp. So it's just a sort of a subtle tip, but it really does help with making the patty taste a little bit more crisp and a little bit more fluffy. So I have 2 cups of water here that I'm slowly adding. And you could also follow the instructions on the Korean pancake batter mix. It'll tell you how much water to add, but you know, depending on where you live, if you're in the mountains or not, you might need to add a little bit more or less. So just keep on adding. And we just finished adding 2 cups of water to our 2 cups of the Korean pancake batter mix. And you can see it's pretty thick. Now, if you want to make it thicker, it's up to you, but you don't want to make it too thick that your kimchi pajeon or kimchi pancake comes out too doughy, and we don't want that. So if you take a spoon, and you'll see, it should be thick enough so that you could just have a line go through it, okay? But not too runny either, because if you make it too runny, the kimchi won't be able to sort of stay with the pancake batter. So this is all mixed, and now this is 2 cups of kimchi with a little bit of the kimchi juice. So we're just going to add it in here and just mix it. Look how the colors are changing, and that is okay. So basically the seasoning for our kimchi pajeon or kimchi patties is really, it will all come from the kimchi in itself. So you really need to have good kimchi, so that's very important. And this is optional. I always like to add a little bit of green scallions, and I cut them in biased angle like that, so it's kind of very thin, so that it would also cook well with our batter mix. This is 2 green onions, and we're just gonna gently mix it in together. And that's it. This is all ready. So we need to quickly get these on the frying pan and make them into kimchi pajeon or kimchi patties. Now on to making our dipping sauce. So when you serve kimchi pajeon or just vegetable pajeon, it's always good to have a little bit of a dipping sauce on the side. So this is really simple. Equal parts of water and soy sauce. So I have a tablespoon of soy sauce that I'm mixing to a tablespoon of water. And this is 1 teaspoon of brown rice vinegar. Any mild vinegar will do, okay? And then I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit of sesame oil, like 3 or 4 drops. And then you could just mix it. And then I'm just gonna have a quick taste. It's perfectly salty. And then it's also perfectly nutty from the taste of the sesame oil. So you could put this aside while we make our kimchi patties. Hi everyone. So we're gonna get started on making our kimchi pajeon. So make sure to preheat your frying pan, preferably use a non-stick frying pan, and have your temperature at medium high. And I can't wait to get started because this is one of my favorite sort of afternoons snack or even an appetizer before I have dinner. Can't wait to get started. Yum. So we're gonna add a little bit of olive oil, about a tablespoon, and just coat the frying pan nicely. And then we're gonna take our batter, scoop up a ladle full. So you could also make this super big, like the whole size of the pan, but I like to make them a little bit smaller, you know, just for the sake of portion control. So about this is the size that I prefer to make at. And here's our second one. So if they touch, just push it a little bit so they separate. And if there's more kimchi on one side or scallions on one side, just kind of redistribute it like so. So we want to cook this for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side or until golden brown. And I'm just tilting my pan just to make sure the love of this yummy olive oil is equally distributed between these 2 patties. So it has been about 2 minutes and they're ready to be flipped like that. And that's the color that we want to look for, light golden brown. And same thing, and just flip. And let that cook for another 2-3 minutes. So my frying pan's heating up nicely, so I'm just going to lower the heat to medium now and let that sort of slowly cook a little bit. So notice how I have a cooling rack on the side, and I'm going to put a sheet of paper towel so that when this is ready, we're just going to let it rest and hang out on the cooling rack. So it's been about a good minute, and I'm just going to take a peek to see how the color looks. So it's not quite golden brown yet, so we're just going to keep it on a little longer. It's also good to just move your pancakes or your patties around in the frying pan just so that it gets even distribution of heat and it picks up the excess oil in areas where the patty has not touched. So this should be ready very soon. So our patties are ready. We turn it over. It looks like that on the other side. So the second side always looks less sort of pretty than the first side. So these patties are ready. So we're just gonna transfer them to this cooling rack with a piece of paper towel. And it will still continue to cook while it's resting. And we're just gonna continue with making the rest of our batter. Look at our kimchi patties. Oh, it smells so good. Smells so good. Okay, so I can't wait. I have to taste this. So here's our dipping sauce that we made earlier. And this dipping sauce, oh, it smells so good. Just the vinegary smell with the soy sauce and sort of the nutty fragrance of the sesame oil. Oh, yum. I can't wait to have it. So it's critical to have this dipping sauce when you have your pancakes, whether it's seafood or kimchi. And typically, kimchi pajeon or kimchijeon is made really big and they slice it up. What I like to do is just like kind of making it a smaller size and ripping it up and eating it. I think it's more fun to eat it that way. Oh wow, I'm already drooling. Sorry. Let's have a taste. It's so good that I need to have another piece before I even talk about it. And I just want to show you. So a lot of people, some people like to make their pajeon or chun with less vegetables and more batter. And certainly you could do that as well. I prefer the other way. I like to taste more of the vegetables and the kimchi when I bite into my pajeon. So you could see the kimchi just sticking out. So it's really important to have really good kimchi. And this is my second bite. Oh, so yummy. Sorry, I can't share this with you. I'm just so happy. Kimchi has a way of just like satisfying the saltiness, and it has just like the perfect amount of tanginess and the garlickiness from the kimchi. And then you have it with this like crispy, nutty batter, and it's kind of slightly chewy. It really is so yummy. And you know what? I actually like to make this on a lazy day when I don't feel like cooking. I really don't want to order takeout and spend an arm and a leg just to bring home some, you know, takeout food that's probably over processed with God knows how many calories and how much butter and lard is in it. So this is my sort of go-to sort of snack, or if I don't want to make dinner, I just whip this up and just, you know, it's so easy. All you need is this pajeon or patty or pancake mix, and you could literally make so many different kinds. You don't have to add kimchi if you don't like kimchi. You could add your choice of vegetables. So you could also just put scallions and it would just become pajeon, and pa means green scallions and chun is patties. So you can make it that way. And if you haven't watched my other video on scallop patties, please make sure to check that one out. That one is super simple to make, and it uses very little of this batter, and it's full of more scallops and scallions than the actual batter mix. So that's another option if you're kind of conscious of the carb intake. And you could also make a healthy version of this batter mix. So make sure to go to my website at modernpepper.com, where I will also list the ingredients that you could use, such as whole wheat flour and sort of an alternative to your white flour based batter mix. Now, as with all of my video recipes, please make sure to visit modernpepper.com, where I will have a detailed list of all the ingredients and also written instructions on the recipes. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you try this recipe at home, because it is one of those super, super, super simple and easy recipe to make at home. And if you enjoyed watching this video, I would greatly appreciate a thumbs up. So make sure to please click on that thumbs up icon below the video box. And also, I would love to cook with you again and make other Korean cuisines, as well as making other everyday meals using Korean ingredients together. So I upload new videos every Thursday, and I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel so that we could cook together again every Thursday. And until then, happy eating. Bye now. So I think it is definitely more fun to kind of rip the pajeon with your chopsticks than to pre-slice them and just roll it up. And look at all the kimchi and the scallion kind of falling out, and just roll it up and dip it in your sauce. And can you open your mouth so I could feed you? Can you say ah?